ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Just Plain Living, and it's the week of New Year. And I'm John Gray, and I'm here with the lovely Miss
Peggy Burton. It's good to be here, and thank God
she's
we got
got
a new year
sparkles on.
coming up.
Look at her. She's got sparkling earrings and sparkle. She's diamond studded, girl. Are you ready for New Year's?
I'm always ready for New Year's. I think everybody that lived through 2020 is ready for
another
21.
year.
I think we're all looking forward to it.
Is your group playing on New Year's Eve this year?
Not this year.
Not this year.
It's too
dangerous.
We did the thing at Normandy with a small crowd, which worked fine. But no, we're sitting home.
Sitting home. There's nothing
watching
wrong
TV.
with that.
We'll watch the ball drop from somewhere.
I hope everybody had a good Christmas. I hope you got plenty of ham, turkey, or whatever it is that you have for Christmas, and you got time to spend with some of your family, maybe not all of your family, but
and your family can come. My family which is so very small, we can sit at my big dining room table and be 6 feet apart
and have to need a cell phone to talk to each other. Well, we just want you folks to be safe and happy, and we're all looking forward to a new prosperous new year, and thankful for this year.
Thankful for living through 2020.
And one of the things I want to do, because I think that this message that I'm going to leave you with, what we're going to do right now. Well, I'll wait till the end to do that. But what we're going to do right now is show you the highlights of all of the things that we've captured during the year 2020 in Tullahoma and our surrounding area. We're going to give you a little recap.
Good.
So with that, here we go.
Whoa, that was a rough landing. Ho, 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 ho. Boy, sure is warm and cozy in here thanks to Stroops. I think I'll take me a long winter's nap.
May you rejoice in the perfect gift, our Savior, Jesus Christ, the perfect joy, the perfect peace. To all of you, we wish
Merry Christmas.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game.
The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a playful kind of a cat, and I like to be happy and like to have fun, and I can't think of anything better to play with than a horse. Really? Yeah, a horse. Think how much fun it'd be if you could go play with a horse. A lot of you people haven't even ridden a horse or haven't even been around a horse before. But if you hang out with these folks I'm hanging out with, that's the folks from Horseplay, you can be around a horse just whenever you want to. All you have to do is volunteer to help. Let's see who all's here today to talk about, what are we talking about today? Fundraisers?
Fundraisers, and brought a mother and her two daughters that ride at Horseplay.
Isn't that something?
Miss Smith is going to talk about how Horseplay has benefited her and her family and the children.
Very good.
And we also have Amanda Duke with us.
Good morning,
Good morning.
ladies.
Good morning.
And you two little ladies. Y'all don't? Do you ride a horse? Do you? When did you start?
Say last year was our first session.
Was it? You started last year? And are you sisters?
They are.
And how old are you?
Hope is 4 and Allie is 6.
And how much fun is it to be able to... Did you ever think that you would be on a great big old horse? And would be riding around on a horse? Huh?
You did?
It's fun. Is it fun? Does it make you smile? Yeah. I know it makes your mom smile. Mom, tell us a little bit about your story and about the girls and how you got involved.
Thank you. Hope has autism, and Allie has a form of CP. And so with Allie, the physical part of Horseplay, with the movements and everything of riding the horse, has really helped her get stronger in her trunk control and things like that. And for Hope, it's given her an emotional connection, and it's really brought her out of her shell. Before Horseplay, Hope really couldn't connect with anything or anyone. She was just locked in her own little world. And so when she went to Horseplay and was able to make that connection with a horse, her specific horse is Peck on the farm. So, but when she made that connection with Peck, she knew, okay, I can control this 1,000-pound animal. And even though she can't express that to us, you can see the confidence it has given her, the words, just learning to speak, and not necessarily to people, just to the horse, and being able to say, go, or whatever it is that she wants him to do, he does, and she controls that. And I think that's huge for a little child to see that that they can control a 1,000-pound animal.
So what's the horse that you ride? What's his name?
Peck. Can you say Peck? Peck.
And do you love Peck? Yeah, I bet you do. And what about you? What's your horse's name?
Miracle. Yes. Allie doesn't talk, so she just signed Miracle for
Miracle. Very good. Well, you might not talk, but you speak volumes to me with your smile and your eyes. And you both are just enjoying to be able to go out to Horseplay and ride.
They get to start sessions in June.
Oh, sessions are going back in June.
Yes, we'll start with a more emotional-based horsemanship program or unmounted program. And that way we can comply with the 6-foot rule and the less than 10 people groups, because these riders or these participants will need only a leader and their instructor. And it offers more emotional growing, like it helps with anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation, and self-worth.
You know, one of the I guess we're all watching probably more television than we've watched in forever, just like we're cooking more food. Most people have cooked more in the last 2 months than they have in the last 2 years, particularly younger people. Some of them have learned how to cook. I noticed a commercial the other day where a little girl was laying in a bed, and you could tell the nurse was coming in, and she had this look on her face, and the nurse says, "No, we're going to try something different today." And a dog comes in and puts his nose up on the bed, and the little girl lights up. Just how great is the look on these little children's faces when they get to do that with a horse?
Absolutely.
That's what makes it worth it.
Is that? And how wonderful for the people who started this years ago. It's a nonprofit, like a lot of the people that we serve. Everybody's looking for money.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you going to find it? You know, Tullahoma has a lot of nonprofits, and everybody's got their hand out. Where are you going to find that money?
Right.
And it takes money to operate. And you have a program here that you're going to talk about, which is a Buy a Brick program. And you're going to build a little sort of a shaded area.
Yes,
and a little plaza to sit and talk and do out there. And I don't know if we'll get Andrew out here in a minute to show a picture of that, but give us a rundown on this and how this is. There you go. You can see that. What's going to happen?
Well, we're going to sell brick, and it's going to be an ongoing fundraiser. And you can buy brick or as many as you want to, and you can put your names of whoever you want the brick to be in honor of, and you pay $75 per brick, and you have 3 lines that you can put what you want to on the memorial brick. And once we find out where we're going to place it, we will start putting the brick in the sand out there, and just keep it up going around. And in the center, we're going to have a tree so that it'll shade. And we have 2 memorial benches with the horses' names on them, the ones that have retired and those that have passed. And we're going to set them out there so people can sit on them. And then one of the volunteers was out when we had our work day back in March, and he took an old cedar tree that was out there that we had to get rid of, and he made a cedar bench out of it, and we're going to put that out there too.
Wonderful. Well, how does someone get in touch with you to do this?
Oh, well, they can call or get online and
just a standard form. They can go online
and
to Horseplay.
And can download the form. Yes, sir. And then they can mail it in, and with their money. And if they don't want to pay by check, we have a PayPal account on horseplayinc.org. And you go to the it's got little bars underneath the Horseplay emblem, and you just click that on, and you go down, and it's got a place that says Give, and you click that, and it'll take you to the PayPal account.
Very good. Horseplay. Memorials. If you had been involved in horseplay and are not anymore, you might want to buy a brick for the horse that helped you or your child. You might want to buy one for your child. There's all kinds of ways that you can do this. Just get involved with horseplay to where we can see more beautiful young children like this with the shine in their eyes and the smile on their faces. Thank y'all so much for what you do.
I just wanted to say, we have 8 horses out there now, don't we, Amanda?
Yes.
Yeah.
And 8 horses eat a lot of hay.
Okay, they need hay. We're about out of time. We got to make some hay here to get everybody in the show. So if you've got extra hay, Horseplay. Send your hay to Horseplay.
We always can use
hay.
Anything anybody wants to give us. We don't turn anything down.
All right, folks, we'll be right back after these messages.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department, need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street, heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one!
Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network. Well, I'm one of the happiest guys in the world because today I have an opportunity to spend not enough time, but a little bit of time with my dear friend, award-winning vocalist, fiddleist, banjo player, guitarist, Miss Becky Buller.
Hey, John.
Hi, Beck.
It's good to be here.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. You guys doing okay?
Doing great.
Good,
and
good.
and
Thanks
I
for
want to
having me
see if you have smoke coming off of your shoes because you are on the road.
They're a little soggy. It was raining outside today.
You are on the road all
My
over
hair.
this country.
Makes my hair bigger.
Yeah. On the road all over this country.
Yeah.
It amazes me.
And we're going to be in Tullahoma. We're coming home to Tullahoma.
Coming home to Tullahoma
Yeah.
the 7th.
7th of March, 7 p.m., South Jackson Civic Center. Really excited. We're going to be there. It's a hometown show, really, for me and Daniel Harden, our bass player. And, just excited about it.
And Daniel moved in and out. Daniel was there early on, and then Daniel left for a little bit, and I was kind of upset when Daniel left because he is so visual.
Yes, he's a very dynamic performer. He really gets into it, and he gets into it so much that we call him the Hulk. And I've got a couple pictures to show y'all. So let's, Philip, if we could show him what Daniel normally looks like. Because if I just show him the Hulk picture, his mom is going to kill me. But,
okay. Well, we'll get there in just a minute.
Daniel's a really dynamic performer, great bass player, works at Jack Daniels, and we got a little too busy for him, so then he quit for about a year, and then he came back after his year of self-imposed exile. And,
yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, glad to have him back in the band. So they live just right outside of Tullahoma here. Oh, there's the band. This is us playing at the Lynchburg Music Fest last summer, and I threw this in there so you all could see how fun we are.
Yes.
and yeah, we're just really looking forward to being back in South Jackson. We're also we're doing a ticket giveaway. We really want everybody to be there. So this week we're giving away tickets on my Twitter page. So you just have to go over there, like that post, retweet it, and tag a friend, and you will be entered for a chance to win 2 tickets to our show on March 7th at South Jackson.
10 years ago.
Has it been that long?
Would you have ever thought you would be saying, retweet me?
No.
I'm going, retweet. Oh, where's the retreat?
Right.
Right. People need to realize that every time I've seen Becky and her band, I've been blown away. But there he is. There's the Hulk right there. Put it up there,
Oh,
Philip.
there he is. Okay, so that's Daniel Hardin we were talking about a minute ago down there at the Lynchburg Music Fest last summer. Ain't he handsome, folks? But when he plays music, he really gets into it, and he gets into it so much that he kind of like blows up and turns green, and we call him the Hulk. And there's that picture of him right there.
That has a green sepia tone on it, doesn't it? There he is.
His mom's going to kill me when she sees this. I know it.
But this band is the top-notch, award-winning band. Like, you talk about professional, don't think, oh, well, there's some little bluegrass girl going to be over at South Jackson. The best there is bluegrass girl. How about that?
Thank you.
At South Jackson. And the last time that they were over there playing, it's one of the best shows I've ever seen on that stage.
Oh, thank you.
The professionalism, the quality of the music, the players, the song selections, and just the dynamic of Becky Buller, to me, is worth more than the admission.
Thank you. Well, I feel really blessed. I get to play with some fantastic pickers. We've got Ned Luberecki on the banjo, and he is the 2018 IBMA Banjo Player of the Year. And he is also one of our favorite voices on Sirius XM Satellite Radio's Bluegrass Junction. So if anybody tunes into Sirius and the Bluegrass Channel there, you've definitely heard Ned with his Sunday banjo lesson and his Derailed show on Saturday nights. And then we got Professor Dan Boner on guitar from East Tennessee State University. And he is the head of the Bluegrass program over there. Of course, Daniel Hardin on the bass and Nate Lee on the mandolin. Nate is a 2015 IBMA Momentum Award winner. So I've got a really great group of guys, and they're all just great human beings. I really enjoy playing music with them.
And let's don't forget that Becky Buller was the first female instrumentalist of the year.
Fiddle player.
Fiddle player,
yep.
of the year in bluegrass.
Yeah.
It was an old man's club until this girl showed up right here. And now women have found their spot in bluegrass.
Oh, we haven't. And we've got another picture here. I had something really big happen back in January. The First Ladies of Bluegrass got to perform with Steve Martin and Martin Short during 4 concerts in Florida in January. So it's a mix of comedy and music, and it was so much fun. But each of these women are the first to win in their respective instrumentalist categories at the IBMA Awards. That's the International Bluegrass Music Association Awards. So you've got Sierra Hull on the mandolin there. She's in green, and next to her in pink is Allison Brown, the first woman to win Banjo Player of the Year. Missy Raines, current Bass Player of the Year, and the first woman to have that title. And then Molly Tuttle on guitar. So it was just a fascinating week of music and comedy, and those guys are, there's a reason that they are huge movie stars. They're so good at what they do, and they make it look so effortless, but there's so much that goes into it, and they were continually tweaking the show the entire time that we were out there.
It blew my mind when I figured out that Steve Martin was a bluegrass cat.
He's a really good banjo player. He plays Scruggs style, he plays clawhammer, and I'm not just saying that because it's Steve Martin. I got to play music with him. He really is really good.
Well, when they have Bonnaroo over in Manchester, I go to the airport. Philip and all our bunch goes to Manchester, and I go to the airport and film the jet. Steve Martin pulled in over there in the biggest jet that's ever been on that airport, I guess. Of course, he doesn't have any money.
Bigger than Paul McCartney's
Bigger
jet?
than Paul McCartney's.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was
Okay.
huge.
Okay.
It was huge. Now, time is short, and you are great, and we're not going to let this go by without you sharing a little
bit of something,
with
okay.
our fans
All right.
out there.
All
Becky
right.
Buller,
I'm gonna
folks.
play this real quick, and then we'll give you that show information one more time.
One of the superheroes in my life, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Becky Buller. Outstanding. Hey, you see if you can do that, folks,
Thank
okay?
you. And y'all check out my Twitter page. It's fiddlerbeckyb.com. But if you go to beckybuller.com, all of our social media links are there. We're giving away tickets on Twitter this week. We're giving away one more set of tickets on Instagram next week. So best of luck. And of course, you can get all the show information there for our show at South Jackson Civic Center on March 7th at 7 p.m. We want to see you there. Go to our tour page, and there's a link to get you more information if you want to buy those tickets outright. We're going to be filming that night just to get some stuff for our YouTube channel, and you can be part of our live audience. We want you there. So,
Okay,
thanks, everybody.
real quick before we have 10 seconds. New album out. First song drops when?
Yes, new single coming out March 27th. We filmed a music video for it at Cutshaw's Barbershop in Manchester, Tennessee. And we've got some local celebrities involved in the filming, so you don't want to miss that. That's March 27th for the first single, and the new record comes out July 17th.
Very good. Folks, Miss Becky Buller.
Woo!
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the Paint Works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the Paint Works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fixes you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paint Works today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paint Works. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
I love who I have on the set today. I have with me Miss Hope Woodard, and she's a graduate of the University of Tennessee in social sciences.
Social work.
Social work.
Yes.
I'm so glad you made it home.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
Hope has, after graduating college, got an opportunity to work with the Peace Corps. What made you decide to do that?
I really wanted to go and experience a different culture and learn something new outside of America. And the Peace Corps has been around for so long and has such a great opportunity to do that. And I didn't have a lot of money to do that, and the Peace Corps would pay for you to go.
They paid for you to go.
Yeah.
And exactly where in Africa were you?
So it's this small country in between Togo and Nigeria, and it's called Benin. So it's right there on the west coast.
And it was a long flight. Were you sleeping through it?
It was a really long flight. Altogether, it was about 17 hours.
I know.
Yeah.
That's a
not a quick
flight.
No.
I just think it's a wonderful thing to do. But suddenly, after being there a while, this COVID-19 came about, and you all were rushed back to the United States.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, before you came back, I'd like to hear a little bit about some of your favorite experiences while you were there.
Oh gosh, my favorite experiences. One of my favorite things about it was in each village, as a sign of respect, older women and older girls are called either big sister or just called mama. Everyone's a mama, you know.
So what'd they call you?
So I was big sister.
A big sister.
Yes, big sister Hope, always.
Okay.
And I've been the youngest my whole life, so it was like the first time I got to be the big sister, which was really fun. Another great experience that I loved, I had a host father who really took me under his wing, and they were Catholic. And so we would go to Catholic church every Wednesday together. And I did that as a way to like integrate into the community and gain trust and all that.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and so after church every Wednesday, he and I would get on his motorcycle and we would drive to the nearest market town, get a beer and talk about religion and culture, and that is, well...
Did you find their religion a lot different from your
Sure.
what we
so
have
there's
here?
a lot of Christianity in the southern part of the country, and there's a lot of Islam in the northern part of the country. So it was interesting to see a lot of Christianity, but of course all of it sort of has different colors. It's more colorful, right? Like church services there are just these huge dance parties. Well, not the Catholic services. The Catholic services were not as fun.
A little more regimented, I think.
Right, but other services we would just dance and they would play the best music, and I usually couldn't understand anything because they were speaking in this local language.
But didn't you find that there is something about music that you can communicate whether you understand it or not?
Absolutely, and I was really lucky. I had one woman invite me to choir practice one time. So I would go and sit in on choir practice, and of course everyone would be like, why is she here? She can't sing anything. But I would just sit and listen and dance.
So were they, what language were they singing?
Yes, so the country's official language is French, but in each village there's really their own language.
A dialect, I think.
So in a country that is the size of Pennsylvania, there's something like 80 local languages, 80 like village languages.
That was the word I was trying to think of a while ago, a dialect.
Yes, and so they were speaking in this language called Fon, which is the name of their traditional tribe group, their ethnic group. Yeah.
And so they were singing in those languages, and you just had to feel the beat and and sway with the tune.
And they would teach me the songs, and you know, when you're learning a new language, it's best to learn through music. You can remember that.
I think so. I think I've always heard that. And so did they speak French fluently, you think?
So yes, you know, I learned a lot that language has a lot to do with privilege. So if you were a man who had education, you usually could speak French.
Yeah.
Not until pretty recently did the country really start to prioritize girls' education, young girls in school. So if you were my age and younger and you were a girl, you could usually speak French. But for the older women, and for women probably 30 plus, not often could they speak French.
Did you bring any pictures?
With me here? No, I sent some in. I emailed some in, but I have none with me right now.
Oh, well, that's okay. I just wondered if if he got the picture. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so tell me what, that's obviously you in the middle.
Yes, so those are two middle school girls who I took to a scholarship summit. It was a weekend-long trip where the Peace Corps and this one nonprofit called Batanga recruits young, brilliant, bright girls and takes them to a trip for a weekend. And you know, to be able to take them, I had to get their parents' permission.
Right. And these are middle school girls.
Yes, middle school girls. Yes.
Are their middle school about the same age as our middle school?
Yeah,
12?
sometimes. It depends.
Yeah.
I think usually a little bit older on average, so
Okay.
usually 14, 15. That
They're a happy group.
is my language tutor. So I spoke no French going into it. Zero.
wow.
And he taught me everything. And within 3 months, I could really hold my own
I love
on the
that.
French. Yeah. And he is from the country Benin.
Yeah.
He works for the Peace Corps, but that's something great about the Peace Corps. They require employment from the country residents.
And
from people. So
this is a mama.
Yes, this is a grandmama.
Yeah, okay.
And she was at Catholic Church with me, and I thought she just looked beautiful on
Yeah, I
this
was going to
day.
say, she's obviously in a very fancy dress.
They really show out for church service, just like we do. I
yeah.
mean, you know, best dresses, best shoes. They always have their earrings in.
And her hair is wrapped.
Yes,
Oh, that's not
and
her
they're-
hair that we're looking
No,
at.
she's got a wrap on. Yes, yes. Okay, so
I love that.
Yes, this is two little girls who also really helped me learn French. People don't often think that you can like go to a bar in West Africa.
But you can.
But you can. And so I wanted to share this one because I would take my girls because they'd help me with French, and so I'd buy them a Sprite
Yeah.
or a Coke or
Right.
something like that to
And
say
I bet they
thank
love
you.
that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah,
You
for
find
sure.
out how important very simple things
Yeah,
are.
walking into a room and being able to, you know, order something. Usually young girls don't
They
really
just
have the
don't have the
opportunity
opportunity or the
to
money,
leave the house
probably.
or the money. Right.
Oh, I
so
love that.
this is my very best friend. She took me under her wing, and so at first I had to cook with a charcoal stove.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, if you've ever tried to do
Yeah.
that, it took me forever
So
to
she
get
helped
that.
you learn?
Yep. So she really taught me everything I know. She spoke great French, and like I said, not often could women speak great French. So she helped me a lot with my French and cooking and all of that stuff.
Well, I think it was a wonderful opportunity, and I know you were open to what you did.
Yes.
You embraced it,
Yes.
and that's so important to just let yourself be there and listen and learn.
Yeah,
And,
exactly. To go in with sort of a curious mindset. Some people go into this job and sort of think, I'm going to save the world, I'm going to fix these problems, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But the point of the Peace Corps is to take that 2 years, which is a really long time commitment, for the first year sort of figure out what's going on,
Yeah.
learn about your village, learn the
You know
culture.
what, Hope? You're going to have to come back because we could go on, and they're fixing to cut me off.
That's okay.
I loved having you here.
Thank you so much for having
From
me.
being one of my students about this high, I've loved you all your life, and I'm so proud of what you've done.
Well, thank
We'll
you
be
so
back
much.
with more. Thank you.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network. What we're going to do right now, though, is we're going to bring you from the Sports Hall of Fame, Brian Morris and Rob Norman, and we'll see you next time.
The next member of the Tullahoma Sports Council Hall of Fame is Mr. Brian Morris. Brian is sponsored by the Surgical Group of Tullahoma. Brian was a member of the THS class of 2005. He was 3 times All-District 8 AAA. In 2005, Brian was named the District 8 AAA Pitcher of the Year and the Most Valuable Player. He was named to the Region 4 AAA All-Region team. He was All-State. He was a TCBA Pro Line Player of the Year, the Tennessee Gatorade Player of the Year, the Louisville Slugger State Player of the Year, and a Louisville Slugger All-Americans. Brian was drafted by the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in the 3rd round in 2005, but he did not sign. Instead, he went to Motlow State Community College, where he completed a 10-1 record with 122 strikeouts and a .82 earned run average. Brian was named the Junior College Freshman Pitcher of the Year, the Junior College Pitcher of the Year, a National Junior College Second-Team All-American, and was a first-round draft pick of the Los Angeles Dodgers, the 26th overall pick. He was traded to the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2008, was a Futures Major League Baseball All-Star in 2010, and made his Major League debut on September 14th for the Pirates, pitching 1 scoreless inning against the Chicago Cubs. Brian was a member of the first Pirates team with a winning record in 22 years, including their first playoff appearance in 22 years. He was traded to the Miami Marlins in June of 2014 and made his last Major League appearance for the San Francisco Giants on June 22nd, 2017. Brian's Major League stats: 231 games, 20 wins, 12 losses, a 3.13 ERA, 236 strikeouts, and 1 save. Brian is married to Chelsea and has 2 children, Colton and Lincoln. Brian was named the head baseball coach at Tullahoma High School in June of 2019. The man with the wicked slider. Let's give a big welcome to Brian Morris.
Thank you. My heart hadn't pounded like that for a few years. I'm not much of a talker, especially on stage. It's a lot easier to pitch in front of thousands of people than it is to talk in front of a couple hundred at best. So thank you to the Sports Council. This is an amazing feeling being up here. It's a great honor. Thank you to my parents. Without them, I wouldn't have had the support that you need to have accomplishments like this. And my family, everybody always was on my side. Coach Hargrove was a big impact in my life, still today. So Coach, thank you. And then obviously my wife and kid moving forward after I got into professional baseball was a big support. So thanks to them as well. Thank you.
Our next inductee to the Tullahoma Sports Hall of Fame, sponsored by EC Design and Print for both baseball and football, is Mr. Rob Norman. Rob was a member of the Tullahoma High School class of 1987. He was a senior class president, named Mr. THS, and was a boys state delegate. Take your time, Rob, I've got a lot to read. As a linebacker on the football field, he was a 3-year letterman, all-district, all-mid-state, and an academic All-American in 1985 and 86. He was All-State honorable mention in 85. In 86, he was named All-State, Middle Tennessee Player of the Year, All-USA honorable mention, and the most valuable player of the Tullahoma Lions Bowl. Rob lettered for 3 years in football. In baseball, Rob was a pitcher and a first baseman and a 4-year letterman. He made all-district in 86 and 87. He was a member of the state runner-up team in 1986. First baseball game I ever broadcast at McGavick, I believe. Didn't go so well for us. Drafted by the New York Mets in 1987, he was a member of the U.S. Olympic Festival South team in '87, member of the USA Baseball 18 and under national team, and a silver medal winner at the World Junior Championships. During a stellar baseball career at Mississippi State, Rob was a 4-year letterman. He led the team in strikeouts in 1988. He led them in home runs as a first baseman in 1991. He appeared in 4 NCAA regional tournaments. They were the Southeastern Conference champions in 1989 and appeared in the College World Series in 1990. Rob made the NCAA Regional All-Tournament team in 1991. He was an SEC Academic Honor Roll member in '89, '90, and '91, and the team captain of the Mississippi State Bulldogs in 1991. Rob is currently Vice President of First Bank Investment Partners, married to Elizabeth, with 4 children, Matthew, Patrick, Lauren, and Christopher. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rob Norman.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is a very, very humbling experience. It really is. And I appreciate the council and all of you coming out tonight to celebrate. It's really special. Got to thank my parents and my grandmother, my family for their unwavering support all these years. And sometimes when I probably didn't deserve support, they were still there for me, so I appreciate that. Coaches, even Coach Mathis, thank you for giving me a chance, putting me in positions to succeed. Couldn't do it without them, and obviously teammates, being in a baseball setting or a football setting with either 8 guys around you or 10 other guys around you, you need their support, and they sure made it easy on me to give me a chance to gain some notoriety, so I appreciate them. And last, I really think it's special that all the great athletes that came before me, who kind of set the stage and set the standard for excellence. It always gave me something to strive for and to work for, so, I appreciate them and hope they're all doing well. So, anyway, thank you all very much. Have a good evening.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
Second best, I'm done counting my regrets, letting golden chances pass me by. I'm done with playing it safe, I'm done with never taking time to overcome these fears of mine. I'm not settling with mediocre, I'm just getting by, days are over. I want better, I want more. I know what I was put here for. Not done raising up the bar till I'm up so high I can touch the stars. Life's too short to give up on the dream. Halfway's good for some, but not for me. I'm not settling. I'm done wishing I had tried. I'm done with of being satisfied with something less than everything that I need. I'm done with who I was, I'm done thinking just enough is ever gonna be okay with me. I'm not settling with mediocre, I'm just getting by, days are over. I want better, I want more, I know what I was put here for. Not done raising up the bar till I'm up so high I can touch the stars. Life's too short to give up on the dream. Halfway's good for some, but not for me. I'm not settling. I'm not settling with mediocre, I'm just getting by, days are over. I want better, I want more, I know what I was put here for. Not done raising up the bar till I'm up so high I can touch the stars. Life's too short to give up on the dream. Halfway's good for some, but not for me. I'm not settling. I'm not settling.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Thank you.
When did you write that?
I probably wrote it a couple months ago, probably 2
I
months ago.
love that. That is
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Then watch it. It's going to go to the top. This is Macy Tabor, back from last year and 17 now and moving
Yes,
on.
ma'am.
I read all the stuff that you have done, and probably you've done more, but somebody that keep their grades up and go sing every day of the week almost.
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you singing this weekend?
I think this weekend I'm singing at Opry Mills.
Opry Mills.
And coming up, actually, locally, on January 25th, I'm singing with a band at Prater's Barbecue.
Good. They do a lot of
Yes,
stuff
they do.
there, and that's Prater's. You want to tell them where Prater's is?
Yes, Prater's is in Manchester, and it's right there, kind of on the Woodbury Highway.
Right.
Yes.
Macy has written a lot of songs, and I am so impressed because how old were you when I first met you? 5 or 6?
Yeah, I was probably like 6 or 7.
You're just a
probably.
tiny little tot yodeling, and you have followed your dream, and that's what I'm so impressed with, and I know you're going to continue. You got another song for us?
Yes, ma'am.
What is
this song? I actually plan on releasing it this year on Apple Music and all that stuff. But I wrote this with my friend Gina Jones, and it's called Uptown in a Small Town.
Okay.
Just in boots, no high heel shoes, country music, no jazz and blues. Football game on a Friday night, tear another town till sunlight. We don't like big city ways. That's just how we were raised. 'Cause we're uptown in a small town. Camo and blue jeans is our suit and gown. Yeah, we're uptown in a small town, working hard for a living till the sun goes down. Yeah, we're uptown in a small town. Fancy car, oh it looks so nice. What go for a spin, but it ain't my type. Jacked up truck, won't you jump on in? Cooler in the back, tailgating again. We don't like big city ways. That's just how we were raised. 'Cause we're uptown in a small town. Camo and blue jeans is our suit and gown. Yeah, we're uptown in a small town, working hard for a living till the sun goes down. Yeah, we're uptown in a small town. We don't like big city ways. That's just how we were raised. 'Cause we're uptown in a small town. Camo and blue jeans is our suit and gown. Yeah, we're uptown in a small town, working hard for a living till the sun goes down. Yeah, we're uptown in a small town. Camo and blue jeans is our suit and gown. Yeah, we're uptown in a small town, working hard for a living till the sun goes down. Yeah, we're uptown in a small town. In a small town. In a small town.
Great. Macy, what else will you do? I mean, you're writing songs, you're performing all over the place. You did Bonnaroo last year.
Yes,
You think you'll do that again?
Hopefully.
I'll bet you do. And you did the Lynchburg
Yes,
Festival, and not to mention all the stuff you do all over Nashville. And I'm so proud of you. I
Thank
just
you.
can't tell you how much it means to me that you have followed your dream. You don't give up, and that's what it takes. What would you, do you have any advice for young people that want to write music?
Well, if you want to learn, like if you want to write music and, you know, perform,
Yeah.
and I guess, you know, go for that dream, then you have to have, I guess, have perseverance.
I
is
think
what it
perseverance,
takes.
that's a huge word, because it's so easy to give up, to think, well, hey, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, or be. I don't see any nervousness in you ever, and that's a beautiful thing.
Thank
But perseverance, that works. I think that works in anything you do.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd love to hear you sing another one if you want to. We don't have a lot of time, but we'll just take it out with a song. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
And you promise to come back?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
All right.
Do people want to hire you? Can they go to that?
Yes. There should be an email on there. You can
Okay.
email me.
So if you want to
And
email.
Yes, and you can
Pick
also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Macy Tabor. So.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna end on the song that I just recently put out this last year, and it was my first single to ever put out. And so the song is called "Just Friends." I hope you guys like it. When you call me up late at night on the phone, it really drives me wild when you're begging me not to go. Whoa, you make me feel close when I know that I'm alone. I feel safe and sound, 'cause your voice feels like home. I don't wanna fall for you, but you're pulling me under. I can't refuse everything that you do. I adore, wishing that we could be something more. I don't wanna be friends no more, but we're just friends. Oh, I wish I didn't have this rush, 'cause what I said could ruin us. Oh, what I'm feeling could be love, but if that's gonna mess things up, I guess being friends is enough for me. I don't wanna fall for you, but you're pulling me under. I can't refuse everything that you do. I adore, wishing that we could be something more. And I'm done playing pretend. Yeah, I don't wanna be friends no more, but we're just friends. Oh, friends, that's what you wanna be, but if you're asking me, I don't wanna fall for you, but you're pulling me under. I can't refuse everything that you do. I adore, wishing that we could be something more. And I'm done playing pretend. Yeah, I don't wanna be friends no more, but we're just friends. Oh, I want you, boy, that's the truth. I don't know what else to do. I don't wanna be friends, no, but we're just friends. Oh,
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Welcome back. I'm Fran Gray, and I am so honored and thrilled to have with us on the set today Mr. Colin Sharan. Colin, welcome. Normally I would shake your hand, but I guess we're trying to play it safe.
Social distancing.
Yes.
Right.
Are we about 6 feet apart?
We should be 6 feet, yeah.
Okay.
I think we're good though, so.
All right. Colin, are you from Tullahoma as a native?
Born and raised, Tullahoma.
Okay. Well, tell me, how in this world did you get involved in making films?
I think as every filmmaker starts, you know, they kind of start around their house making films with just their household camera, and that's basically how I started. I had an iPad, just one of the early iPads to be honest, and I went around the house filming random things from the kitchen to the dogs, you know, just whatever I could find, and I would compile that into short videos, and that's kind of how I got my start.
How old were you then?
I would say I was about 6 or 7 when I started doing these videos, but it wasn't until maybe I got into high school, so maybe about 14, when I started getting into more of the cinema/film world.
Mm-hmm. So you have made a lot of films over these 10, 11 years.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. And understand that you're even making some things for people in the community, is that right?
Definitely. I'm always doing some commercial work for businesses and people in the community just who need it. I've done things for South Jackson Civic Center here in town. I've even done things in Nashville for some businesses.
Have you?
And over the past couple of years, I've come over to about 25 different productions just commercially. So.
Wow. Well, so your fame is already spreading, isn't it?
I hope.
Well, that's just wonderful. I understand you've done some things for your church here in town as well.
Yes, I have.
And that's probably been some of your most meaningful work, would you say?
Definitely, yes. And,
yes.
I'd say my church has helped me a lot in my filmmaking passion, because I've done some films there, obviously. They've let me use their facility for different events. When I had a screening for my most recent film, I went to my church and they let me have a screening there. So I've done a lot of work for the church, as they've helped me too, so I'm appreciative for that.
Oh, I'm sure you are. Now, how about your parents and your sister? Are they supportive in your work?
Oh yeah, definitely. My parents and even my grandparents and cousins, they're all supportive of me. They're my biggest supporters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very thankful for that too. So.
Oh, I'm sure you are. So you are finishing up what year in school?
I'm a junior right now, so I'll be a senior and head over to college.
All right. Well, before we get there, let's talk about what's happening right now. So you have made a big project come to life, haven't you?
I have.
And can you tell us, how did this project come to be? What got you started thinking about doing something even bigger than anything you'd done before?
Sure. So a couple years ago, I was actually a freshman. I was 15 at the time. I'd never made a ambitious project like this. I've done a few short films, but I was at my church one day, and I was talking to my pastor, and he was like, you know, there's this guy who goes to our church. He's got a very interesting story. You should do a documentary on him. And I was like, well, that would be great, but I've never done anything like this. But I guess everybody has their first. So the next week, I had an interview with Carl Smithson, who the film is about, and I walked in with 5 questions, anticipating it would be a 15-minute interview. And I walked out with a 2.5-hour interview, and basically that's how it started, just sitting down and talking and having these conversations, and that led to many different conversations with community leaders and advocates, even an advocate in Nashville, Father Charles Strobel. So.
So can you very briefly describe the production part of putting this together? I asked you the other day if there was any film on the floor, and you said 5 or 6 hours worth?
There was tons of film on the floor. I didn't anticipate the film would be as long as it is. It's 49 minutes roughly, but a ton of footage was left on the floor, and it was all great footage, but it wouldn't fit in the film. But maybe one day I'll come out with a cut with all the uncut footage or whatever. But basically, the production, I was my own company. I was my own production company, acting as the director, the writer, the editor. My family was, you know, the travel, because I didn't want to drive to Nashville all the time, and I would do work on the way. But anyway, I did the filming, and when it came to editing, I spent 6 months on editing, and I did the math, maybe over 350 hours.
Wow.
Simply editing. So I had a key role in the production, I guess you would say.
Oh, well, you had the idea, the desire, and you directed it. And I think as a amateur and a movie goer, I have no clue about what goes into putting something together. Now, when I was a teenager, I made a Super 8 movie with some friends, and it took a long time to put it together too. And I had an old reel-to-reel that I spliced and diced and everything with, but I cannot imagine the magnitude of this project you've done. And I understand something very special now has happened with this film. Would you tell us about your desire to have it critiqued and shown beyond Tullahoma?
Well, part of the film takes place in Nashville. It's a predominantly Nashville-based film. So I'm hoping that maybe one day I can get a screening down there, because there are some people in Nashville who know Carl, that the film is about. And I've had a private screening for family and people who are involved in the film, but I would love to have a free community screening, because more than anything, I want people to see this story, and I want people to listen to the good message that Carl has to share. And right now, I have a limited DVD release Soon, hopefully, they'll go on sale, as well as Amazon Prime. I'm working with Amazon, and so hopefully everybody will get to see it. That's one of my biggest things. I'd love for everybody to see it. And there's your DVD right there that you got the other day.
Yes, I was just thrilled to be the first official purchaser of Colin's wonderful documentary. But now I'm thinking about Houston. Can you tell us about that real quick?
Okay, yes. So recently I got notification from a film festival. I submitted to probably around 8 or 9 film festivals for this film to compete. And I got a notification from Houston International Film Festival in Texas. And they told me that I was a winner of their award. I was an official selection of their Remy Award. They call it the Remy Award. And there's about 4,500 films and only 10% get selected for this award. So I was very honored. You know, I dreamt about this since I started this project. I didn't think it would win any awards, to be honest, but I'm just humbled and honored to have won that award. They had to postpone it due to COVID-19, but I'm still an award winner. The same as Steven Spielberg and Ang Lee. They're some of the people who have won this award.
Oh my.
So I'm up there. I'm not up there with them, but
well,
I've won
I'd like
the
to
same award.
say they're up there with you. Well, we would like to show a trailer from your documentary, My Friend Carl. And as soon as it's safe to get out, I understand that you're going to try to play this at South Jackson Civic Center?
Yes, I have plans to.
So we'll plan to announce it here on Channel 6 and get the word out, because I know our community won't want to miss your screening of your very first long feature-length almost documentary, My Friend Carl. So could we please roll that trailer?
I've got a story, you've got a story. Once you get to know a person, you'll find out that you've got more things in common than you would think.
There's a sense of friendship that we have with him based upon the stories that he shared.
Friendships are invaluable to get through life.
He's changing lives. He's making other people's lives better.
How would you describe being homeless?
At times it was enjoyable.
I feel like Carl is a man of his word.
I would say he's a man seeking justice.
Colin, again, I cannot say how proud we are of you and congratulate you on this wonderful vision you've had, and we just wish you well, and remember us back in T-Town when you're going up for your Golden Globes and your Academy Award winning acceptance speech, okay?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and best of luck to you.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.
Whoa, that was a rough landing. Ho, 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 ho. Boy, sure is warm and cozy in here thanks to Stroops. I think I'll take me a long winter's nap.
May you rejoice in the perfect gift, our Savior, Jesus Christ, the perfect joy, the perfect peace. To all of you, we wish
Merry Christmas.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
I'm always excited to have this bunch on stage that has something to do with the theater at South Jackson Civic Center. I'm glad to introduce our chairman, Greg Gressel, who's going to take over and talk to these characters.
Hi, yes. We brought a few guys with us today for the Assassins. Assassins the musical. It's going to be at South Jackson this weekend. And so I just wanted to give them a moment to introduce themselves here.
I'm John Wilkes Booth.
John Wilkes Booth.
What did you do?
I shot Abraham Lincoln.
Wow.
Okay.
Hi, I am John Hinckley Jr. and I, in 1981, I shot Ronald Reagan.
Who?
I'm Giuseppe Zangara, and I shot the President-elect FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
3 assassins right here in my presence.
Right here in your
Wow.
presence.
I wanted to say this. For those of you that don't live in Tullahoma and don't know where South Jackson Civic Center is, it's Tullahoma, Tennessee. And if you want a ticket, it's 931-455-5321. You have to get your reserved seat through the phone number simply because we can't do it any other way because of the pandemic and social distancing.
Right. We've been working towards trying to keep things safe and trying to do that with our audiences as well. So they call in, they get their reserved tickets with their group. Excuse me. There'll be no one sitting in front of them, behind them, or on
Right.
either side of them.
And I'm proud to say of all the things that we put on this year, there's been no cases
Right.
of the pandemic. So
Right. We've
so
been working hard to make sure that,
Yeah.
ensure that behind the scenes, on the stage and everything, we are wearing masks and trying to keep our social
What time does
distance.
it start?
It begins at 7 on Thursday. This Thursday, 7 o'clock, and it's 7 o'clock on Friday and Saturday, and then a 2:30 matinee on
Sunday. That's right around the corner.
It's right around the corner.
It's like yesterday almost.
It's just a couple of days. You know, it's a great musical. Some might think, Assassins, a
How do
musical.
you make a musical
how
out of
do you
that?
come about that? It is a Sondheim musical production, and we've enjoyed several of his pieces here locally, and I'm really excited about bringing this one to the stage.
This
as
is one
well.
of the newest performances, of this performance in Tullahoma, one of the newest plays.
Right, yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
This actually, Sondheim wrote this about 1990. It was off Broadway in 94 for the first time, and then on Broadway in 2004 as a revival piece, and won several Tony Awards. And we're super excited about bringing it to the stage. The director of this production for us is Heather Kleinfield, and Emily Orris is our music director, and lots of time and hours put into
I can
this.
imagine.
And the staging is great, the costumes are great, the actors are great.
Mr.
and,
Booth, who did your costume?
Heather had a large hand in making my costume.
Well, I like it. Good job.
So it's been a lot of fun, and we've done a lot of planning for this, and we hope that the community will come out and support that. Things definitely have been a little crazy during COVID, and it's been tough for us, but we have persevered and kind of carried on, and we're really trying to do this at a social distancing atmosphere.
I think it's going to be successful
creating the
in a
opportunity.
lot of different ways. Number one, I think it's important that we keep the arts alive and well in this country to keep us all from going stark raving mad. So,
Right.
Do y'all have any bits and pieces of dialogue you want to do? Was that a plan or not?
Well, I thought they were. I thought they were going to talk about why they did what they did.
Okay, let's
do you have an idea,
let's
guys?
start from the
Because
end.
my belly was on fire.
Your belly was on fire.
Why was your belly on fire?
The pain.
The bosses were.
The bosses made my belly burn.
Oh, I see. You had to do
I
it.
have no school. I work in a ditch. The
Oh.
smart and the rich ride by. Don't give no glance.
You had to do it. Had to do it. And how about you?
I was just really in love with Jodie Foster. I've seen her movie 16 times, and I thought she loved me, and I thought shooting Ronald Reagan would prove it. I'm still hopeful that Jodie will come back to me and we'll be together forever.
I don't know that that's the best reason, but it probably works within
I
this
hope
play.
it does.
Yeah.
In his mind.
In your mind. John?
I did it to bring down the government of Abraham Lincoln and to avenge the ravaged South.
Wow. You really had a motivation on this.
Yes, ma'am.
What? You play a part, don't you, there, Mr. Gressel?
I think so. Yes. If they come, they will get to see the many faces and demeanors of Charles Guiteau. I play Charles Guiteau, who assassinated President James Garfield, and so they'll get to see a little piece of that if they come to the production. So
wonderful. So it is important to jot that number down, and even though we do have all this on a page, web page, which is listed, and there's a lot of other stuff coming up. Do you want to throw some of that out right now?
Yes, I will say keep checking our social media. We are putting a lot out there on social media that's helping to explain everything that we've got coming up. And I will one more plug for Assassins. It was supposed to be on Broadway like April through June or something of this year, but they had to cancel it. So if you weren't able to see it on Broadway, you're going to have to come to Tullahoma, Tennessee.
And we have hotels and motels.
And it's been quoted as one of the most controversial musicals ever written.
Wow.
So we've got it right here.
We've got it right here in Tullahoma.
Come see why. Yes, we've got several things coming up after this. We've got our Young Artist Showcase, which is the 15th of November, and I know we will speak again to that sometime next month. And then Moana Junior, which is our homeschool, our teach program is doing that. Moana Junior, that'll be the 20th and 21st of November.
Right.
And that is a Disney production. You want to make sure to come, bring your kids to that, be a part of that. And then a lot of things happening in December, including Nutcracker, Sandy Patty in concert for Christmas.
And we are running out of time and running out of space, but I am just loving this interview because I'm so excited about seeing you guys in the production. And congratulations for getting the parts you got and loving what you're doing. We'll be back with other things.
My great-grandfather started it in 1900, and now it's 2020, which is 120 years. We still measure your feet, still try to help you find a good fit. We're just a good old-fashioned shoe store where we'll measure your feet, make sure you're in the right size, and help you find a comfortable shoe for men, women, and children.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game.
The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What about that?
There was a lot of stuff that we didn't even think about.
Well, you know, it's funny, you don't remember stuff. You just, because you're getting ready for the next big thing.
The next big thing. I've always lived that way.
I know it. Vince Gill did a song like that. Vince Gill did a song like that called "Everybody's Looking for the Next Big Thing." You know, so. But what I want to do with the year, the way we've had it, and the elections, and the COVID, and the racial tension, and all of the different things, I want to read you something that I want you to take into the new year. And this is a contract that I wrote with myself because I had some feelings like a lot of us are carrying around. And this is the contract that I want to read to you, and maybe you can take some of these thoughts into your new year, and we can make it a new year of love, compassion, and care. I came home and it was empty. Nobody, no stuff. I gave and gave, I gave. Guess it wasn't enough. The silent reasons echo is shouting in my mind, driving me crazy. I need to leave it behind. Leave it behind, set myself free. Carrying this baggage is only hurting me. It's time to move on. Make the peace I find. Forgive, forget, and leave it behind. Many of us harbor hate and carry it too long. It just empowers those that did us wrong, who move on faultlessly to guilt. They are blind. The only way to conquer them is leave it behind. Leave it behind. Set yourself free. Carrying the baggage is no way to be. There'll be no apology. So make the peace you find. Forgive, forget, and leave it behind. Give your heart a brand new start. Leave it behind. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, my dear. Be safe and sound, and we'll see you in 2021.